This story is called Imaginary Boy. Truthful story. Get it? Imaginary Boy, but truthful story. Author Laura McCormick. And I think you'll find this one is very timely for now. It will explain itself as we go. Imagine is to guess or to think. Close your eyes. See if you can picture a cute kitten or puppy. That was your imagination. This little story I'm going to tell you is about an imaginary little boy whose name is Asa. Asa has been busy helping his dad with the sheep when he hears a crowd nearby. His dad is curious and is going to go see what's happening. Asa wants to go. Dad says, "Let's hurry." When they get to the crowd, they see a man in the midst of the crowd, and he was carrying a tree-like thing on his back. It looks like a cross. It looks like the soldiers that are walking with him must have been very mean, because his back has blood on it and he's wearing a crown of thorns. I wonder what this means that he has done to be treated this way. We follow the crowd as they go up this hill. I've never been up this hill before because I'm not allowed there by my parents. They call it the place of a skull, and it looks like a skull. I heard it's also called Calvary. As we follow the crowd, I notice the man is really struggling to even walk. All of a sudden, the soldiers yank a man out of the crowd and make him carry the cross. At the top of the hill, the soldiers lay the cross down and lay the man on it. They also have 2 other crosses and men for them. But this man has my attention. I just caught a glimpse of a woman crying so hard. She must be his mother. How very sad. They nailed him to the cross and stuck it in the ground. My dad and I went home wondering about what all we had seen. Dad went into the house to tell Mom what we saw. I just hung around outside. All of a sudden it seemed so dark. The earth shook. I was so scared. It stayed dark for a long time. When we had light again, my dad said, "I'm going to find out what's going on." He was gone a long time, but he had a story to tell when he did come home. He told us this man was called Jesus, and people were following him and believing in him for life forever. The court didn't like people following Jesus, so they wanted him dead. My dad said that when he died, the big curtain that always hung in the temple between the holy place and the Holy of Holies just tore from the top to the bottom. It just ripped out. This means this man's death let people, anyone who wants to get into the holy place, pray for themselves. They don't need a priest anymore. Wow. This is a lot for a boy my age to understand, but I sure want to find out more. My dad said they took that man's body and put it in a tomb and put a big stone in the door. I guess things may calm down now. Well, guess what, kids? things didn't calm down. In a few days, Dad heard something else, and he said the man was alive and out visiting people. Who ever heard of such a thing? Well, it was true. I went with my dad for a walk, and we seen this man talking to two men on the road to Emmaus. He was really on business. Walking back toward home, my dad and I decided we wanted to know all we could know about this man. We listened and watched everything. This man, Jesus, stayed home for about 40 days, talking to different people. We listened. We came to believe in what we heard. We were told we could just ask God to forgive us if we did something wrong, and He would forgive us. We completely believed that this man was the Son of God, and we were going to follow Him. Then you know what He did? He was talking to some people, telling them to go to Jerusalem and wait for a promise from Him, and then He just lifted up into a cloud. Two angels appeared. They said, "Why are you gazing up into heaven? The same Jesus will come again." I'm not sure just what all went on, but this is what I think. Jesus was the Son of God, and He died, came back to life, and went up to heaven. He is coming again to get us to go live with Him forever. How did you like the story, kids? Well, guess what? Part of it is true. You remember what I said about imagination? Asa, was an imagination. But the story about this man is true. There was a man that walked the earth named Jesus. He did die, was buried, rose again, and went back up to heaven. You know what? He did it for me. He did it for you. We can say that we are sorry for things that we did wrong and believe Him to forgive us, and He will. Let us pray. Believe that He is real and ask Him to forgive us for doing things wrong and live with Him and for Him. We will get to go to heaven someday.